Okay, hi, I hope you're all right. So this is week 2 now. So we've got a few more maths questions for you. Just have a go. There are a few different ones from last time, so we'll see how we get on. So Mr. Cohen finishes his bike ride at 2:35 p.m. He rode for 3¼ hours. When did he start? So we've got the end time here, which is 2:35. So I've already said to my class several times, no shame at all in writing a number line for time, because it gets difficult to work out because you're dealing with increments of 60 rather than like tens, hundreds, thousands, or whatever else. So we need to go backwards really. So basically, if we know that Mr. Cohen finishes at 2:35 p.m, let's start there at 2:35. We know it took him 3¼ hours, so I'm going to deal with the 3 hours first. All right, but again, keep it in manageable chunks. All right. So 1 hour will bring us to 1:35 p.m. Okay, so that's for 1 hour. 2 hours. This is now going to be 12:35 p.m. And then 3 hours will be 11:35 a.m. So be careful of the a.m. p.m.s as well. So we've done the 3 hours. We need to do a quarter of an hour, which hopefully you remember is 15 minutes. So we need to get rid of 15 minutes from that, which leads us to 11:20 a.m. Okay, so that's the first one. Perfect. Right. Okay, so next question. The car is running a 36-mile race, very ambitious. Okay. After an hour, he's run 7/12 of the race. How many miles does he have to run? So if I were doing this one, if I know that he's already run 7/12, I know that 12/12 will be the entire race. So if I get rid of those 7/12, I know that he has 5/12 left to race. So essentially, I'm going to work out 5/12 of that 36-mile race. Okay? So the first thing we need to do is work out how much 1/12 is. So to do that, I have to do 36 divided by 12 to get 1/12, which will be 3. So that is the same as 1/12. So to get your 5/12 now, multiply the 3 by 5. Oh, sorry, by 5, which means that he's got 15 miles left to run. Okay? Okay, so last one for this week. So in a field there are 3 times more zebras than lions. If there are 32 animals, how many are lions? So we've got 3 times as many zebras than lions. So there's our zebras, and there are our lions. So we can see that 3 is obviously 3 times more than 1. Okay, so we know that there are 32 altogether. So what we have to do based on that is essentially work out how many bits we've split up our selection of animals into. So 3 lots of zebras to 1 lot of lions means that it's 4 sections. So to find out what one section is, I've got to divide 32 by 4. So 32 by 4 is 8. So therefore, the lions, there has to be 8 of them, and then 3 lots of the 8 is 24, which then leads us back to 32 animals. So how many are lions? There's 8. All right, wonderful. Good luck. See you next week.
Okay, so Mr. Demczuk has just showed you how to complete this ratio question. I'm just going to go through this question again for my group and some of Mr. Robertson's group, because we've been doing it a little bit differently. So in a field there are 3 times more zebras than lions. If there are 32 animals, how many are lions? So because this is ratio, we always start by creating a table. So we have our zebras, we have our lions, and we have our total. Now what this is saying is that there are 3 times more zebras than lions. So for every 3 zebras, there is 1 lion. So the first thing we have to do is find out how many animals there are altogether on this aspect of the table. So 3 and 1 is 4, okay? So then we look at if there are 32 animals, so if our total is 32. So now you have to look at the relationship between 4 and 32. So how did I get from 4 to 32? You multiplied by 8. So what I'm going to do to find out how many lions and how many zebras there are, if there are 32 animals altogether, is I'm going to take each of these numbers and I'm going to multiply them by 8. So if there were 32 animals altogether, 8 of them would be lions and 24 would be zebras. And that's how you do it for my group.